Hi, my name is Amy and I read kids' books. Today I'm going to talk to you about a book that was on the New York Times bestseller list for 37 weeks when it came out in 1967. I just finished reading it for like the fifth time, very happily, and I have no idea why we love this book. Why do we love this book? The book is The Chosen by Chaim Potok. I mean, have you ever had a book you've read and if you try to tell someone about it, you just can't explain why it's so good? I'm going to try anyway, but I don't know. This book is about two boys who are best friends. The main character is Reuven Malter, and then his best friend is Danny Saunders. They become friends after they both are playing against each other in a baseball game, and Danny intentionally hits the baseball really hard and sends it straight towards Reuven's head. Reuven refuses to duck and smashes his glasses into his face. So Reuven's in the hospital, and I'm going to read to you. When Danny shows up to visit, "Before you tell me how much you hate me," he said quietly, "let me tell you that I'm sorry about what happened." I stared at him and didn't know what to say. "I don't hate you," I managed to say, because I thought it was time for me to say something, even if what I said was a lie. He smiled sadly. "Can I sit down? I've been standing here for about 15 minutes waiting for you to wake up." I sort of nodded or did something with my head, and he took it as a sign of approval and sat down on the edge of the bed to my right. He seemed ill at ease, and his eyes blinked nervously. "What do they say about the scar tissue?" he asked. "How did you find out about that?" "I called your father last night. He told me. They don't know anything about it yet. I might be blind in that eye." He nodded slowly and was silent. "How does it feel to know you've made someone blind in one eye?" I asked him. I had recovered from my surprise at his presence and was feeling the anger beginning to come back. He looked at me, his sculptured face expressionless. "What do you want me to say?" His voice wasn't angry, it was sad. "You want me to say I'm miserable? Okay, I'm miserable." "That's all? Only miserable? How do you sleep nights?" He looked down at his hands. "I didn't come here to fight with you," he said softly. "If you want to do nothing but fight, I'm going to go home." And that is the beginning of a friendship that ends up being super close and helps both of them grow over the next 6 years as they go through high school and begin college. So I still have a hard time explaining why I like this book or why it's so good, but I'm going to try. I love relationships when I read, and so this book is very satisfying in that way because Reuven and Danny are so close and so there for each other. They're very different. They have totally different preferences, and they're both Jewish, but it's two different sects of Judaism. It's Orthodox Jew and Hasidic Jew, which can really be in conflict. And they have a lot of differences, and yet they are both totally there for each other and are so close that they can communicate without saying anything. So I thoroughly enjoyed the growth of their friendship over the years as the story goes by. I also really enjoy reading books about experts, and these two boys and their fathers are experts in the Talmud, which are that's the Jewish commentaries on the Torah, and is regarded very highly by these societies. And so these boys are trained by their fathers to be incredibly thorough and accurate and precise students of the Talmud, and there's a number of places in the book where it just kind of digs into it. I don't understand a lot of what they say, but I just love sitting there and reading this fascinating stuff about how smart they are and how diligent they are. And then just a couple other minor points about why I enjoy it. It has really good father-son relationships in it, and I feel like that's rare in YA these days to have a father in a good relationship with his son. I also really appreciated learning more about Jewish culture, especially the differences that can come with different areas of Judaism, how Hasidism and Orthodoxy can be so similar and so very different. And I found the storyline compelling, frankly. So that is why you should read. Wait, did I even give you a reason? Anyway, you should read it. Read The Chosen by Chaim Potok.